This is a quick update because right now you see that Bitcoin is under pressure and you like to see what else are doing. So I'm going to record this session for all of you so you can have a look. What I'll do, I'll have a quick pass through all the coins on a weekly scale and then daily scale. So you will have two different views. I'll try to move fast in for weekly and just limit myself to say with few keywords, not like a long description for weekly. And if there is anything more to be described, then I will. 1 inch, still it has to break about this downtrend, so still it's okay. Um, but there's no sign of bounce. Aave, same thing, no sign of bounce, seems weak. ADA is weaker, so compared to last few days. So this is telling me that the downside pressure is high. Though there is no major movement, I see potential downside movement. So yeah, so this is ADA is under pressure on weekly time frame. Algo is also under pressure, which I had highlighted earlier. So Alice is okay, not crashing, but still it's there's no sign of bounce. Atom is holding up okay now. I mean, not bad. And these levels. So there are two posts, two parts actually. On the video I posted under the charts channel, you can refer where I mentioned what levels are important. So I will not repeat here. So if you are looking for any support for us, refer those two videos. AVAX losing some steam here on weekly basis, so downside pressure is rising. Band is weak, it's also the downside pressure is rising. BNB is strong, so if you are looking for opportunity, you could find it here. Now this also come under pressure a few hours ago when BTC had a quick dive. All right, so it's not that this is immune, but I would say if I had to point out one coin which has a highest probability of making progress in coming days, or at least, let's say, who knows about many days, but at least today, tomorrow, in current situation, then I would name BNB. So if you are, I mean, as a trader, you have to see, weather, and then see if what makes sense. Like if you have some bad weather, then you decide what kind of, let me give an analogy. Okay. I'm not, I think I got one. So it's like I'm not able to get that phrase, so I will skip that analogy. Point is, if you want to reshuffle, then you may use this information, because there are some coins which are really weak, and it's okay to move for to those coins which are showing some strength, right? Of course, if anyone has a long-term view, different thing. So BNB looks good on weekly time frame. I'll come to Bitcoin later. CELR shows weakness. It has gone up a lot, so you might see sideways movement or even further correction. Doge has been steady, but now I see weakness. If it comes near this support, then it will get weaker. If it comes down to this, then it's a big red flag. Then, because then I see descending triangle, which is deadly usually. it drops, depends sometime how deep and all, but you don't want Doge to be here, right? Right now it's okay, but this is first sign I would say where I see weakness. Otherwise it was okay on weekly time frame. Though dot coin is still okay, there is no weakness on weekly. EGLD is also holding up nicely, so nothing wrong with it. ETH is on edge. So watch out this one. Probably NFT demand is driving it. If there was no NFT, I don't know what would have happened to Ethereum in my point of view. The whatever strength it was showing, probably because of the demand. Anyway, so right now it's not that bad on edge. We are going to see daily, so you will have better clarity. File is weak. Okay, there's no sign of bounce and getting weaker compared to last time when we saw yesterday, I think. FTM is showing weakness. So you see, if why I'm saying this, when I say weakness on weekly, that's something serious, because it's not that tomorrow it might pump. I mean, I don't know the future, but the point is, this kind of weakness doesn't go away easily. It requires real pump, and crypto is crazy world, I know, but I can tell one thing based on my experience, that when I see weakness, that means there is more downside pressure, right? So if you're holding it, right, you have opportunity to move to something where there is relatively greater strength. Okay. um at this moment I'm not going to say that everything is bad, but there are some coins which has very high probability. It's all about probability, but very high probability of losing value. So if you have that information, you may use it for your benefit. FTT also losing steam here. Okay, I wouldn't hope anything better at this moment unless I see any substantial move, which I don't see right now. GRT is showing some positive sign. It's on edge, as you see. This trend line has been a lifeline multiple times. So this can be treated. So this is definitely a sideways movement and a consolidation, high, low, then lower high, and then higher low. So in a way, it is moving in a way that this could be the point where it should be able to break above, right? However, if it continues on this line, the pressure will build up, and if it starts dropping, then you can assume that this positive buildup is not going to happen. I mean, not going to turn into opportunity but risk. So it all depends. So today is a good day for GRT with 3% bounce. It's showing a sign that it wants to go at a higher end, on a higher side. If it could, then good news, right? So you can keep an eye, because this could provide opportunity. However, the moment it loses and turns red, and again comes back to 0.64 something, that means, yeah, this was just one-off bounce, nothing major. Ideally, I would say 0.8 or above is required, because then you will get more confidence, right? And somewhere here will confirm that this downtrend, it wants to go up. So that's how it is. Right now, consider as a sign, good sign, but not confirmation. Okay, no way, no way. And this is also immune to Bitcoin's correction. It hasn't shown any sign where it could go against Bitcoin. So HNT is okay, sort of borderline case. um, imbalance, nothing major, holding up well, so not a threat at this moment on weekly. ICP is weak. If you're holding, I think you better pay attention, I would say, because I don't see any opportunity here. More risk on the downs for the, yeah, the downside risk. So careful, right? Careful. Also, IOTA is losing steam. It was doing really well, but now you see losing steam. But now again, it has some room left, in my opinion. I wouldn't conclude until it breaks below 1.21. If it breaks below 1.21, then it will get weaker. Then I don't think it's it would be considered as good on a weekly scale until it improves and breaks above the support line, which is 1.39. Right, so this is a sign of weakness for now, but it's not bad. Kawa is heading south, right? So there is weakness here, but it's not also a threat at this moment. The way it moved, it unfortunately it has so much of room that, what to say? I mean, I'm not sure if anyone is holding it, but even if this is like 11% and this is like 20%, so the supports are deep. The supports are deep. Okay. KCS. Oops, why it is not loading up? Ah, here it comes. KCS is getting better. So on weekly time frame, it's getting better, right? So that's good news. Nothing major though, but it's at least not weak. KSM showing weakness at this moment, but not a threat, right? As long as it is above this candle low, which is 296. So sign of weakness, but nothing to be worried. Link is also okay, sort of. No price action on either side, so, and it's holding up this level, doing nothing kind of, so not a threat. LTC is okay, moving sideways, not a problem at this moment. Luna is weak, so I had highlighted earlier that it hit R3. So um, of course this is one of the strongest coin as far as trend is concerned, but if I see it could go sideways. From opportunity wise, there's no opportunity, so there are two different things. One, how does the coin look like at this moment? I would say coin is good as far as trend is concerned. There's absolutely fine. It is sitting on near the top, right? However, if you say, can it go, I mean, can I make money? No, I would say no. At this moment, no. Why? Because it could move, go sideways, or even comes down and then try to be. So right now I don't see any opportunity where it can just go up. If it makes a big move, we'll see, because scenario changes. But at this moment, I don't see on weekly time frame that it could give you anything. Matic moving sideways, so not bad, not bad. And this is also in a good equilibrium, as mentioned earlier as well. But if it comes down to $1 range, then assume then it's weak. Okay, then you have to be on alert. Still, there's a lot of room, little bit of push. I would appreciate if it could go really reach to 1.4, because right now it's an on edge, not a threat, but on edge. It has to do little better for us to say, okay, now it's serious about upside move. At this moment, it's dormant, doing nothing. NK and similar thing. it has a tendency to move a lot. But from a big picture point of view, both Matic and KN kind of similar. They are in good equilibrium as far as the balance is concerned. Moving sideways, you can assume it has a positive consolidation at this moment from a big picture point of view. One has been good. It's volatile. Yesterday, it erased all the gain, sorry, all the loss. This is weekly, so you're not going to see. On daily, we'll quickly go through it. But yeah, it's range bound. You may say it's range bound between the support and R3, R13, my bad. So it's range bound at this moment. The range is big now, 20 plus percent, but what can we do? As far as structure is concerned, this is rock solid, a very good structure, right? There's no threat to the trend. So as far as long-term trend is concerned, absolutely no weakness. This is part of the game. As you saw, this kind of candle here, this kind of candle here. So this can be that kind of candle, right? So there's nothing wrong with this. QNT next. QNT is weak, as I mentioned earlier as well. I don't see any opportunity. It requires 308, in my opinion, to get out of this mess. At this moment, the downside pressure is still high. SKL is much better with a little bounce. So this is proven to be. Let me extend a bit to show the edge. So this can be a lower edge, and this is the upper edge. So if it can break above and sit near this level, then we can say it will get momentum. At this moment, it is more in a defensive mode where it's trying to defend this low, which is positive sign. But that is more like a defensive move rather than move where it shows that it wants to go higher, right? So at this moment, this kind of move is say I don't want to go down, but at the same time it's not that I want to really shoot up, that kind of. So that's what I mean, defensive move. Salona SOL is moving sideways, so this is also sitting on top. It's range bound on lower time frame. On weekly, it's on like kind of on an average basis doing nothing, right? And there is no threat as such because it's still above 135. If it breaks below 135 and moves towards this support line 119, then we can say it would correct further, or move sideways for longer time. This is still sideways movement, but at least it's in good balance. Here it will be off balance, not threat as this, as long as this is, it doesn't make a new low, but um it will lose its balance and delay the process, recovery process, by a couple of weeks or maybe more longer, right? Like what happened here, right? It came down, went up, came down, defended. This level was defended, went up, came down. Again, this level was defended. It maintained this low in a way. So what happened here? This kind of move gives that hope, but then it drops. Then again another bounce and then drops. So what we are seeing was something similar on a mini scale. This is duration wise, this is major scale, right? In fact, so this is interesting. Actually, this is kind of replica at a smaller scale, if you may. So this low low low, in this case it made lower low, but tendency, this consolidation happened in this way. This consolidation was more sideways, and this pattern is getting smaller. So we I think we will see some recovery bounce, in my opinion, if this continues. So this is interesting, right? And also that also tells me that another leg on the upside will be shorter compared to this one if this structure maintains. So longer consolidation, taller dollar the move and then consolidation, then this move. So if I go with this proportion, then it could hit 300 plus, you know, if of course if it doesn't go below this support level and all. So that's one of the way to look at it, and I think that's a fair assumption, right? So this is under consolidation at this moment. Not bad. That's SOL. SRM, nothing great, but defending itself. So this is also like whatever I explained for SKL, the same applies here. This is more like defense. If you look at it's holding up well, right? I should remove this now. It's holding up well, but this is more like defense. There's no sign of bounce, so you gotta wait for it if you're looking for it. This is also not bad, very volatile, but yeah, not a threat at this moment. Dell did really well today. It went up, it tried to break up out. So this is also quite indicating that I want to go up. So this could be a focus area from opportunity point of view, because the way it moved up, don't look for the rejection. The rejection was obvious because this was resistance. It is not necessarily be able to break about in one go. So whatever reaction that you saw during the day to day is natural, right? The key thing is whether it retries or lose further, and I don't see it's losing, so it's holding up pretty well. The gain is substantial. I think 15% is solid gain, so I don't think one has to worry about this. In fact, this could provide opportunity, so it's looking good to me. Theta is weakening compared to last few days. So I think one has to wait for 6.4 if for any opportunity. I don't see any opportunity at this moment. There's more weakness. However, trend wise, there's absolutely no problem. It's simply saying that I'm going to take my own time, right? So that's my interpretation. So this kind of input will help that there's so many coins and you have money, so you get some input, say where it stands, weakness, strength, life cycle point of view, wave structure point of view, and then you get some key levels that okay, I'm interested, because many traders have their favorite coins. I personally don't favor any coin. I favor the setup. If setup is good, that's my favorite coin. But I know not everybody is able to do it. If everybody is able to do it, you know what the benefit is? You're open to the world. You're not you don't have to marry to a coin. That's how I express. Many traders marry to a coin. Why? I mean, marriage, you have to be loyal, of course. You don't have to be loyal to coin. You can go around, you know what I'm saying? So just leave it. If you think, oh, it has done its job, change it. Nothing wrong. Keep changing. That's all right. It's about opportunity. Yeah. So it's not like, so don't mix up social thing with trading. It's totally opposite. Keep changing. It was more on lighter side, but it's true. Okay. Don't marry to a coin. Uni is fine. Moving sideways, in balance. It is fine, doing good with this bounce. It's showing positive sign, nothing to be worried at this moment. I would say it has hit R3 almost. So I won't expect immediate move. If it does, well and good, but this is one of the strongest. So whatever you see is I would say is resting time. Let it rest for some time, some days, if it wants. So there's nothing wrong about it. This is one of the strongest one at this moment. 6% down, not a big deal as far as longer term trend is concerned. Not a big deal, and it was not a random move, so that's all right. Waves is something I would highlight. This is one of the strongest one. So we saw BNB, then we saw Dell with a good opportunity, potential move on the upside. But I think BNB and then Waves and what else? I think you have the recording, right? Uh, there's one more. Oops, let it be. And then XTZ. So XTZ is fine. It had amazing move. It's very volatile. So don't judge by day everyday movement. It's very volatile. Just look for. I think the weekly is the only level. If you go below weekly time frame, it is going to give you hard time. So some coins you need to know what time frame you are supposed to track. It's very important, right? If you go for lower, it's going to be full of you are going to see all noise. And yeah, it has to be on weekly time frame or even higher. Weekly is not so good. So anyways, so nothing wrong, it's making progress. I think it should be able to continue moving up. Yeah, I think I should remove one. Why? Yeah. Okay. What else? So this covers all the coins, and I left the Bitcoin recording, but this is on the call. So let me go through where it stands. On weekly time frame, Bitcoin shown weakness, but not threat. There's no threat at this moment. As long as it's about, so right, it bounced from S1, even it comes down to S2, S3, that's not a big deal. Okay. That's not a big deal. In fact, as long as it's above this trend line, it's okay. But yeah, if it comes down, this is not small drop if it comes down, because it's 10%, right? I know very few people trade Bitcoin. Either they hold or they don't hold, kind of. I don't think anyone trades. So my message for Bitcoin will be more from a trend point of view rather than trading point of view, right? So so I think in last few minutes since I recorded, things got changed, right? Because it had a weekly red candle, right? Now it turned green now. So that's the thing. It was on edge, now it turned green, right? That's good. So it reacted from these lines, and then if it can continue making progress, I shared resistance last night. If it can, break about today's high, then we can expect it to continue moving on the upside, right? So weekly, it was on edge, it turned red, but at this moment looks like it's holding up pretty well. So we have to continue monitoring, because there is some volatility for sure. So I think it is better to keep an eye, but there's no threat as such. Okay, so that ends my. I think I covered all. I'll stop the recording and then open for any question you might have.